There are always surprises to be found during renovations, as one dad found when he overhauled his yard recently. As Jack Sandler dug a trench for a new garden path, he found something buried deep beneath the soil. His life would be forever changed by this chance discovery. What did he discover? As Jack tugged at the buried object, curiosity gnawed at him. Could it be a relic from the past, or was it something more mysterious? But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. The tension grew as Jack unraveled the buried rope. He couldn't stop thinking of possibilities, and he wasn't going to let any of them pass him by. Is it a historical artifact from ancient times? Is it possible that this could lead to an underground passage or a treasure trove that will forever change the fortune of his family? Before Jack knew it, he had been pulling for hours on end. It was only halfway through unraveling the mysterious rope as the sun set on his day's work. Despite his decision to call it a night, he couldn't sleep, haunted by the thought of what he might find the next day. When dawn broke, Jack hurried back to the yard, eager to continue digging. Seeing the rope emerge from the earth further, he was astonished. The rumors about Jack's strange discovery spread as another day passed. The crowd gathered around, eager to watch the mystery unfold. After a few inches, a sort of opening appeared in the rope. Jack gently tugged at the door that had been hidden for who knows how long, as onlookers held their breath. A scream of horror followed. "I saw it move," she pointed to the rope. "Did she have a point?" Despite his limited vision, Jack could tell that there was a staircase leading into the depths. After he hesitated a moment, Jack gathered the courage to step into the unknown. There was, however, one thing that was certain. There was no willingness among them to trade positions with Jack. As long as they stayed where they were happy. After a few seconds, the door opened again, revealing Jack, who was covered in dust and held something strange. As Jack held up with trembling hands, he revealed a treasure map thought to be hidden within. The crowd wondered what dangers this treasure hunt held as he deciphered the cryptic markings. There was danger in every corner of the world. If only they had known it. It was exactly in Jack's backyard. Using the map's trail as a guide, Jack traversed dense forests, traversed treacherous rivers, and even climbed into dark caves. Step by step, he approached the alleged location of the treasure. He had completely forgotten about the rope that had led him there. His treacherous journey was just beginning. A world-turning event lay at the end. There were pros and cons to it. Jack faced many challenges during his journey. A lot of people would have their limits pushed by certain things. However, Jack did not falter. Eventually, the map indicated a remote island deep within a vast lake. It was finally here. The excitement in Jack's heart was growing as he approached his destination. As soon as he arrived, what would he discover? A makeshift raft was Jack's means of reaching the island, but he was unsure what to expect once he got there. Despite the island's deserted appearance, he felt watched. Was there some mysterious presence lurking in the shadows, watching his every move? The treasure's final resting place may be hidden in a cave entrance Jack discovered on the island. Symbols adorn the walls, whispering ancient tales as he ventured into the darkness. It was said that there was a legend about an eel. But Jack couldn't decipher anything else. It would have been better if he had paid a bit more attention. He thought he was alone when a faint rustling emerged from the shadows. Could it have been another treasure hunter, or could it have been something much more sinister? As Jack continued his journey with only a torch, anticipation filled the air. His spine tingled when he heard a loud hissing sound echoing through the cave. It was impossible for Jack to see through the piercing darkness that surrounded him to find the source of the problem. Did he face any danger? In response to the eerie presence he felt closing in on him, Jack quickened his pace. He couldn't escape the feeling that he was not alone as the allure of the treasure turned into a chilling experience. Suddenly, he felt a pair of eyes burning into him. An impending doom was looming in his instincts. However, he was so close. Would it be possible for him to ignore his senses all the way to the end? Was he ever going to reach the end? It seemed as if he was awakening some ancient force the deeper he delved into the cave. He felt his whole body screaming for him to run from the fear that had gripped him. It was too late to turn back now, Jack knew. If it was his last act, he'd find that treasure. While adrenaline surged through him, the walls of the cave narrowed, creating an unsettling sense of claustrophobia. And upon realizing that he might be trapped, he felt panic gripping him. The only way to get to the end would be to push through. The cave turned out to be much narrower than he had anticipated. It was possible that he was squeezing into his final resting place in this cave. A faint glimmer glowed ahead of Jack, exhausted, frightened, and near despair. His long-sought treasure might finally be found? A vision filled his mind, and he lost himself in it. From the moment he found that rope, he dreamed of this glimmer. Perhaps something entirely different is going on. Pushing forward, he discovered that the glimmer was not the treasure he had hoped for. This was instead a pool of water reflecting a strange, slithery creature hidden beneath. What happened to the treasure? And what exactly was this creature? His journey into the cave reminded him of myths and legends about eels. Could this be the creature he read about? The eel's slithering tail was the rope Jack had pulled from the ground, and he was frozen in fear. Hence, it didn't resemble any rope he had ever seen before. He was, after all, informed that it was moving by his neighbor. What was so special about the eel? Could it even survive such a harrowing experience? A large eel appeared from the water as Jack was contemplating everything that had occurred. There was an unspoken challenge between Jack and the creature as its gaze locked with Jack's. When Jack saw the eel, he realized it was strikingly similar to the one he had retrieved from the garden. Moreover, both of them resembled cave drawings. Jack almost fell to his knees when he remembered an episode on the History Channel. An episode discussed a species of eel that was thought to have gone extinct centuries ago. However, there he was, staring right into one's eyes. In that cave, there were no diamonds or gold chests. In search of the treasure, he found the eel.